Hello students, in previous lecture I discussed about stick diagram, that is how to draw the stick diagram for NMOS circuits and how to draw stick diagram for CMOS circuits. Now there is an extension of the stick diagram is the how to draw layout. You know that stick diagram is a compact representation of layout. Okay, so how to draw the layout? To draw layout, there are some design rules. These rules are called as lambda based design rules. Design rules are the interface between the designer and fabricator. That is, rules are friendly on both sides. That is, designer and fabricator. The designer can design the circuit layout, that is stick diagram, but compact. But it is easy task for the fabricator for processing. Circuit designer generally wants tighter and smaller layouts for improved performance and decreased silicon area. Ultimately, number of transistors per chip will be increased, but fabricator or processor want design rules and producible and compatible process. Therefore, the result between these two is compromise between them, which gives comparative circuit design with reasonable cost. Purpose of the design rules. First purpose is it prevents unworkable, unreliable designs. That is, the designs which are hard to implement that will be easily implemented. Preventing second purpose of the design rules is preventing from accidentally short circuiting or open circuiting and contact slipping. These are the two purpose of the design rules. What is the goal of the design rules? Rules are simple, constant in time, applicable to many processes, standard among many initiations. So this is the goal of the design rules. So now we will see lambda based design rules. These design rules for what are the layers? You know that there are different layers: N diffusion, P diffusion, polysilicon, metal 1, metal 2. Then what will be its width? What is the separation between the two layers? So now you can see here in the first slide, you can see here. So minimum thickness, minimum width of the N diffusion layer is 2 lambda. Minimum width of the P diffusion is 2 lambda. Minimum width of the polysilicon is 2 lambda. Minimum width of the metal 1 is 3 lambda. Minimum width of the metal 2 is 4 lambda. Generally, metal 1 and metal 2. Metal 1 is used for local supply and metal 2 is for the global supply. That is for VDD and clock circuits. Okay, clock. So what is the minimum separation between the two layers? So you can see here, separation between N diffusion to N diffusion is distance 3 lambda. Distance between P diffusion to P diffusion 3 lambda. Distance between N diffusion and poly or P diffusion and poly is 1 lambda. Distance between poly to poly is 2 lambda. Distance between metal 1 to metal 1 is 3 lambda, and distance between metal 2 to metal 2 is 4 lambda. Okay, that is shown here. So width of the N diffusion is 2 lambda width of the polysilicon is 2 lambda. Separation between the two n diffusions are 3 lambda, or separation between the two p diffusions is 3 lambda. Distance between diffusion to poly is 1 lambda. So this is n diffusion, this is p diffusion, this is polysilicon. Distance between poly to poly is 2 lambda. Okay. Now minimum width of the metal 1 is 3 lambda. Metal 1 is indicated by the vertical lines and metal 2 is indicated by the horizontal lines. Okay. So distance between the two metals is 3 lambda, and distance between two metal 2s are the 4 lambda. Okay. Then we'll see some more design rules related to the transistor. So you know that when thin oxide layer crosses polysilicon layer, there is a transistor is formed. So how the NMOS enhancement mode transistor is formed? You can see here, this is n diffusion layer, and this is vertical, it is a polysilicon layer. So what is the minimum thickness? Minimum width is 2 lambda, minimum width is 2 lambda. Okay, so this is a minimum feature size of the transistor is 2 lambda by 2 lambda. Okay, now here PMOS enhancement mode transistor. So this is p type, p diffusion layer, and this is polysilicon layer. When p diffusion layer crosses n diffusion layer, so there will be formed an enhancement mode transistor. Okay, so here how to form depletion mode transistor. So NMOS depletion mode transistor. So this is NMOS depletion mode transistor. In the NMOS depletion mode transistor, we have to show implant. Okay, so now here you can see n diffusion layer. Width of the n diffusion layer is 2 lambda. Width of the poly layer is 2 lambda, and whenever the n diffusion and p diffusion crosses, transistor is formed. But depletion layer, that is implant, you have to show by the dotted lines, and that is a 6 lambda by 6 lambda. Okay, then how this depletion mode transistor and contact cut, it is shown here. Here depletion mode transistor, so I think here it is 4:1 depletion mode transistor, and so this is separation between the contact cut. So this is called as a contact cut, contact between metal and diffusion here. Okay, so this is diffusion and metal, there is a contact. Okay, so here depletion mode transistor is shown, and so there is this depletion mode transistor, it is shown, that is 4 lambda by 2 lambda. This is width is 2 lambda, this length is 4 lambda, 8 lambda. So 4:1 transistor is formed. Okay, so implant here it is shown by the dotted lines, and this implant is extended over 2 lambda. So here it is 2 lambda, here it is 2 lambda, on this side minimum 2 lambda, here it is 2 lambda. Okay, minimum separation or minimum distance between implant to other transistor, it is, this is another transistor it is formed, and this distance between implant to transistor, it is 2 lambda. Okay, so here one more diagram it is shows. So that is extension of poly from the transistor, it is 2 lambda. Extension of diffusion or minimum distance of the diffusion, it also 2 lambda. Okay, so another design rules related to the contact cuts. So metal 1 to poly or metal 1 to diffusion, so there is a contact between metal 1 to poly, diffusion, n diffusion or p diffusion. Okay, now you can see here first diagram. In the first diagram you will get metal 1, and here it is a poly. So this is 3 lambda minimum width of the metal one. Here also shown the poly width is 3 lambda. So there is a contact cut, that is 2 lambda by 2 lambda. Contact cut, it is 2 lambda by 2 lambda, where this 2 lambda by 2 lambda is cut, and there is a metal is connection between this hole in between polysilicon and metal. Okay, so there is a superimposed area where both the layers are there. There is also poly layer is there, also metal layer. So this is 180 degree between the two layers, or in front of both layers are in front of each other. So here it is metal one and n diffusion in 90 degrees are there. So this is contact cut, it is a 2 lambda by 2 lambda, and the superimposed area it is 4 lambda by 4 lambda. So here it is connection between p diffusion and metal one. So this is 2 lambda width, this is 3 lambda width, and there is a connection, it is they are 90 degree each other, and so this is contact cut, it is a 2 lambda by 2 lambda, and superimposed area it is extended from the contact cut 1 lambda on each side. Okay, so that it will form 4 lambda by 4 lambda. So minimum separation between the different contact cut, it is a 2 lambda. This is 2 lambda, this is 2 lambda, this is 2 lambda. Okay, these are also connection between metal 1 to metal 2. So that is called as a contact between metal 1 and metal 2, or it is called as a wire connection. Okay, so this is metal 1 and metal 2, the connection between two, it is called as a wire connection. This is metal 1, that is the vertical lines, and this is metal 2, it is a horizontal line. This is having 4 lambda width, this is having 3 lambda width. So distance between two contact cuts or two cuts, or it is called as a wire, is called as 2 lambda. Okay, so connection between n diffusion, then metal 1 and then metal 2. So this is n diffusion, then here it will be connection between metal 1 and n diffusion, and then connection between metal 1 to metal 2 is called as a wire connection. This is wire, this is contact cut. Okay, next related to the buried contact. Okay, so there are two types of contacts you will get: buried contact and butting contacts. Okay, buried contact and butting contact are most widely used because of economy in space and reliable contact connections. So buried contact of poly to diffusion, and butting contact in between poly to diffusion, or metal to metal. So you can see here, so for buried contact, so there is a connection between n diffusion, this is n diffusion, and this is a poly. Okay, so there will be connection between n diffusion and poly, it is shown, and here it is 2 lambda by 2 lambda, this distance is 2 lambda by 2 lambda, and extension here it is 1 lambda, here it is also 1 lambda, here it is also 1 lambda, but on this side where, so this is equal, this is 2 lambda. Okay, so transistor, buried contact in transistor, here it is shown, buried contact in transistor. So here it is depletion mode transistor, and this is poly, and this is n diffusion. So connection between poly and metal, so there will be the connection between gate and source will be there here, that will be done by the buried contact here. So this is channel length, and it is effective up to the poly area. It is not effective up to the implant, okay, or it is not effective up to the where is the contact, buried contact is there. Okay, so budding contact. So in the budding contact you can see here, so there will be directly met in the buried contact. Okay, so what is the buried contact? Buried layer is joined over the area of 2 lambda by 2 lambda with buried contact cut extending by 1 lambda in all direction, except the diffusion path. So this is poly path and this is on diffusion path. There will be extension in 2 lambda in order to avoid formation of unwanted transistor. Contact cut shown by the broken line. So this is contact cut, it is shown by the broken line. The region above where thinous is removed, above which the thin oxide layer is removed, and when the impurities are added, it diffuses into the poly and also diffusion. Okay, within there will be the contact area. It provides satisfactory contact between the poly and diffusion. Okay, so this is about the buried contact. In the budding contact, so there is a connection by using metal layer. Here it is not connection by using metal. Here the directly connection between the poly and diffusion. Okay, in between the whatever the thin oxide layer, it is that removed. So here also is there, but the thin oxide layer it is removed and there will be the contact cut of 2 lambda by 2 lambda, where this is diffusion layer and this is poly layer. So there will be the wherever we want the contact between the two layers, there will that area will be removed out. Thin oxide layer will be removed and there will be the metal will be poured. Then there will be the connection between the poly and diffusion. Okay, so this is about the buried contact and budding contact. You can see in detail. Okay, so here it is a via connection, that is, so we have discussed earlier, that is metal 2 then metal 1 and in diffusion unit. Okay, so you can see here this is a cross section area and this is cross section area through this ZZ. Okay, so this is diffusion layer, then this is a metal 1 layer. So there is a connection between direct contact between diffusion and metal layer. Okay, so then this will be the area, or this is thin oxide layer and this thin oxide layer is removed and there is a connection between the diffusion and metal 1. And now, so this is called as a contact cut, and the connection between metal 1 to metal 2, it is called as a via connection. Okay, so there is this thin oxide layer is removed and this thin oxide layer is removed by 2 lambda by 2 lambda area, and then so there is a direct contact between the metal 1 and metal 2. This is metal 2 and this is metal 1. Okay, so there is a directly connection between diffusion layer metal 1 and metal 2, that is called as one is a via connection and then is a cut. Okay, so this is about the contact cut. Okay, the same design rules are used for the CMOS design process. Okay, the CMOS fabrication process is more complex than the NMOS fabrication process. Same rules of the NMOS is used here, and some more rules for the CMOS P-well process are shown in this diagram. So there are some extra rules are there for P-well process and P-well, and that is a VSS, and there is a VDD and substrate. So there is extra connection that is in between VSS and the P-well and VDD and substrate. Okay, that is shown here in this diagram. It is shown that is So this is your P well. This is P well. So this is VSS line. Okay, this VSS line is nothing but the metal line, and this is N diffusion layer. Okay, there is a cut, okay, connection between the diffusion and metal, and connection between VSS and metal, VSS and this P well. Okay, so this P well, there will be a contact between VSS and P well, that is needed in case of CMOS device. So likewise, there is a connection between substrate, this is substrate layer, and connection between VDD and substrate will be done by this contact cut. Okay, so this will be the P diffusion, and there is a contact cut and P type mask. So there is a minimum separation between the two cuts will be the 2 lambda by 2 lambda. Okay, so this is about the some design rules, overview of the design rules. So you can see the detail in the book what are the different rules. Now we will see how to draw layout for NMOS design process and or for NMOS circuits and for CMOS circuits. First we will see NMOS inverter stick diagram and layout for it. So you know that NMOS inverter, it will have one pull-up transistor and one pull-down transistor. So pull-up transistor, it is a depletion mode transistor. Pull-down transistor, it is a enhancement mode transistor. Vin is applied here and Vout is here. Okay, so we know that already how to draw the stick diagram. Draw VSS line, VDD line and VSS line. Okay, so in between that we have to draw other transistors. So draw, this is N diffusion layer, this is N diffusion layer, and this is poly shown by the dark line, this is poly shown by the dark line. So this is poly crosses N diffusion. Okay, and there is a connection between gate and source. Okay, and this is depletion mode transistor, it is shown by the dotted lines, that is implant here it is. So what is the size of this transistor? It is a 4:1 transistor. Okay, length is 4 times then width. Okay, output is taken on diffusion layer, input is on poly layer, here it is, that is input is gate. So here it is pull down transistor, that is enhancement mode transistor, and it is formed by using N diffusion layer and P diffusion crosses here. Okay, so this is gate, this is drain, and this is source. In this way the stick diagram for NMOS inverter is formed. Now how to draw the layout for the NMOS inverter? So by knowing stick diagram we can draw layout for the inverter. Okay, NMOS inverter. Now we will see step by step how to draw this layout. Okay, first thing, first draw VDD line and draw VSS line. So what should be the width of this? This will be the 3 lambda. This is also 3 lambda. Okay, 3 lambda, and this is for VDD and this is for VSS. Keep some distance to form two transistors. One is a depletion mode transistor and one is an enhancement mode transistor. Okay, so draw. Next what we have to draw? We have to draw the poly, we have to draw the diffusion layer. So this is N diffusion layer. So vertical lines showing metal 1, this is metal 1, this is metal 1, this is diffusion layer. Okay, So what is the thickness? Minimum thickness of the diffusion is 2 lambda. Okay, so this is 2 lambda. What is the next? Next we have to draw the contact cut between the n diffusion layer and metal layer. Contact cut between n diffusion and metal one. Now you can see in the stick diagram, so there is a contact cut between n diffusion and metal. Contact cut between n diffusion and metal. Okay, so that is shown here. And one more contact cut, that is maybe buried contact or butting contact. Okay, and that is shown here. Okay, now we'll see contact cut. So this is contact cut, and this contact cut, it is about 2 lambda by 2 lambda. Okay, and the superimposed area will be the 4 lambda by 4 lambda, extending in all direction by 1 lambda. So likewise here it is contact between VSS and this n diffusion, that is 2 lambda by 2 lambda and extending in all direction 1 lambda. Okay, next what we have to form the transistors. Now, so transistor is formed by when poly crosses diffusion. Now we have to draw poly layer. So poly layer, it is for enhancement mode transistor, and now see here poly, here it is. Okay, so poly crosses n diffusion layer, there will be formed. And what is the size of this transistor? Is 1:1. Okay, in the stick diagram, the size of the transistor, it is shown by 1:1. Okay, so minimum feature size of the transistor is 1:1. Okay, this is 1:1 transistor, because 1 lambda is width and 1 lambda is thickness. Okay, so likewise this is width, this is width. Now enhancement mode transistor is formed. Now we will see how to form depletion mode transistor. In case of depletion mode transistor, we have to show, in case of depletion mode transistor, we have to show, we have to form depletion mode transistor by using poly diffusion and n diffusion. Poly and n diffusion, polysilicon layer and n diffusion. Okay, so what is the size of the transistor? It is 4:1. Mean width is 2 lambda and length is 8 lambda. So you will get 8 lambda divided by 2 lambda, it is 4:1. Okay, now so this is a depletion mode transistor, and we have to show it by implant, and so it has to be increased by 2 lambda on each side from the transistor. Okay, so this is 2 lambda on each side. Okay, so this is depletion mode transistor. Now connection between poly and source. So this is a drain and this is source. So there is a buried contact between the poly and n diffusion layer. Okay, so that will be formed by using the buried contact layer. Okay, that is shown here. Okay, output is taken on the poly layer, and this is poly layer, and here it is output is taken, and that is shown in the stick diagram. You can see, and input is on poly layer, that is gate of the depletion mode, enhancement mode transistor. So in this way you can draw layout diagram for the NMOS inverter. Okay, in the same way we can draw the stick diagram for various circuits. Okay, now we'll go towards next circuit, that is how to draw stick diagram and layout diagram for CMOS inverter. So you know the circuit diagram for the CMOS inverter. CMOS inverter, it has P-type transistor and N-type transistor, PMOS and NMOS. Gate of the two transistors are connected together to form input, and drain of the two transistors are connected together to form output. Okay, so we have already discussed how to draw the stick diagram for the CMOS inverter and draw VDD line and VSS line, keep sufficient distance between the two transistors, two lines, so that we have to form other transistor in between them. Okay, so draw demarcation line in between these two. So center will be the demarcation line, below which we have to form N-type transistor, above which we have to form P-type transistor. So P-type transistor, there is a P diffusion layer. Okay, there is a contact between P diffusion and metal one. Okay, and poly is crosses here. Poly crosses P diffusion. There will be the P-type transistors. Here is N diffusion layer, and when N diffusion crosses P-type layer, N-type transistor is formed, N diffusion and poly process. Okay, so this may be drain and this may be source, but source is connected to the VSS. Source is connected to the VSS, and drain of the both transistors are connected. But we know that rules of the CMOS, how to draw the CMOS inverter stick diagram. That is, metal can cross the demarcation line, poly can cross the demarcation line, but diffusion layers cannot cross the demarcation line, and hence we have used here the metal one to connect drain to drain. Okay, so therefore drain of the two transistors connected by using metal, and output there is again connection between metal one to poly, because input is taken on poly, output is also taken on poly. Okay, so there is such a way one CMOS inverter is formed, and this is called as a lip cell. Okay, so this is one lip cell, and such a lip cells we can connect one to each other. Okay, and so that here whenever you want to connection, series connection, so input and output will be on at the same location. Okay, for that purpose, so and say on the same layer, so for that purpose input is taken on the poly, output is also taken on the poly, and hence we can cascade such a two lip cells. Okay, how to draw the layout diagram for this CMOS inverter? Likewise, in MOS inverter we can draw the stick layout diagram for the CMOS inverter by using stick diagram of the CMOS inverter. Okay, so first draw VDD layer, VSS layer, so that is thickness of the VDD layer, it is 3 lambda, thickness of the VSS layer is 3 lambda. Then we have to draw N diffusion layer, and then we have to draw poly layer. So there is a contact between P diffusion and metal, contact between N diffusion and metal. So this is a contact cut, this is a contact cut, and that is, you know, that 2 lambda by 2 lambda. So this is 2 lambda by 2 lambda, and superimposed area will be the 4 lambda by 4 lambda, extending 1 lambda on each side of the contact cut. Okay, so this is thickness of the P diffusion layer, and that is 2 lambda. Thickness of the N diffusion, it is 2 lambda. So we want to form P-type transistor, and we have to form N-type transistor, both having size is equal to 1:1. Okay, now so this is polysilicon layer, and whenever the polysilicon layer crosses N diffusion or P diffusion, there will be the N-type transistor is formed and P-type transistor is formed. Okay, now so this is N-type transistor is formed and P-type transistor is formed. P-type transistor and N-type transistor. Source is connected to VSS. This source is connected to the VDD. now drain of this transistor and drain of this transistor we have to connect. So we can't connect or we can't extend diffusion layers. So to connect diffusion layers we require the metal layer. So this is metal one layer, and this metal one layer is used to connect drain of the two transistors, and there is a connection between contact between metal 1 to poly, because we want output on poly. So we can take input on poly directly, because this is poly layer and this is input on poly layer. So this is P mask and this is P well. So there is a distance from this n diffusion, minimum distance from the n diffusion, it is 3 lambda. So this is 3 lambda. So this is 3 lambda on each side. Okay. We know that. So we required a P well connection between VSS and P well, and we required connection between substrate and VDD, and that is shown by this contact between substrate and VDD and contact between VSS and P well. So that is shown here. So this is shown in monochromatic. Okay, so it is easy to draw in exam by using single color. Okay, so this is about how to draw the layout for the CMOS inverter. In the same way we can draw the stick diagram for other. Okay, now how to draw the stick diagram for two-way selector switch with enable input. Okay, so to draw stick diagram and layout for the two-way selector switch is nothing but your multiplexer, that is 2:1 multiplexer, which is having enable input. Okay, if enable is equal to 1, then chip is selected, and if enable is equal to 0, chip is not selected. So whenever enable is equal to 1 and when the select line is equal to 0, output is equal to A. When select line is equal to 1, output is equal to B. So that is shown in the truth table. Okay, now this is circuit diagram for two-way selector switch. That is, there are 3 transistors we required. For this transistor, S bar is the control line, and for this transistor, S is the control line. Means S and S bar select line. Okay, when select line S is equal to 0, so this will be active, this transistor will be active, and when the chip is selected, this transistor will be active. Y is equal to A. At that time this transistor is not active. Okay, and when S is equal to 1, this is equal to 0, this will be inactive, and this is will be active, and enable is equal to 1, this is active, and therefore Y is equal to B. Okay, so what is the stick, how to draw the stick diagram for this? Stick diagram for this is drawn likewise. Okay, so to form this transistor we require n diffusion and poly. To form this transistor is formed by, this is n diffusion layer and this is poly layer. Okay, this first transistor is formed, and this is your S select line, and so this is diffusion layer, but this is a metal layer. Okay, if we use here polysilicon layer, there is another transistor is formed. Okay, now this is n diffusion and this is poly, so there will be another transistor will be formed. Okay, so this is this transistor. Okay, okay, there is some mistake, this is S bar. Okay, you can see, assume this is S bar and this is S. Okay, and this is one more transistor, it is formed, that is for enable. Okay, so in this way this is the stick diagram. There are 3 transistors we require, that is for A input, another input, this is for B input, and this is for enable input. Okay, there is a connection between metal to diffusion, metal to diffusion. Okay, so this is contact cut, this is contact cut, this is contact cut, this is contact cut. Okay, now how to draw the layout diagram for this. Okay, so we require first transistor, that is n diffusion layer. So this is n diffusion layer and this is poly layer. Okay, so n diffusion causes poly, the transistor is formed. Here another n diffusion layer, so this is n diffusion layer, and n diffusion causes poly layer, another transistor is formed. Okay, and we don't want here transistor, we don't want here also transistor, so therefore there is a connection between diffusion to this diffusion by using metal one layer, and there is a contact cut, this is contact cut between n diffusion to metal, and this is metal to n diffusion. So likewise here is contact between n diffusion to metal and metal to n diffusion. Okay, so this is another transistor, that is for enable input. So this is for one more transistor, that is for enable input, and here it is output is taken on diffusion layer, input is on diffusion layer. So this is A input, this is B input, and this is output. In this way we can draw the layout diagram for two-way selector switch with enable input. So if there is a enable input is not there, it is very simple, you can remove this transistor and directly you can form here will be the output. This is one input, this is another input, and this is directly you get at output here if enable input is not there. Okay, now there is homework for you, that is you have to draw layout diagram, state diagram as well as layout diagram for this circuits. First it is for 2 input NMOS NOR gate, second for 2:1 mux using transmission gate, third 2 input XOR gate, 2 input XOR gate realization using transmission gate, fourth 2 input CMOS NAND gate, fifth 2 input CMOS AND gate. For all this we have to draw the stick diagram and layout for this circuits. Okay, so today we will stop here.